Welcome to Wisdom Journey, the podcast where we explore the path of building an online business from the ground up. Here, I share my wins, struggles, lessons, and experiments so you can learn, adapt, and grow alongside me. I also interview experts in their respective field. Whether you're just starting out or looking for new strategies to scale, this is your space to find inspiration and practical wisdom. I'm your host, Wisdom Okonkwo, and I'm excited to take you on this journey. Hey, quick break. Before we continue, I'd love for you to join the Wisdom Journey newsletter. Every week, I share exclusive insights, tools, and behind-the-scenes updates to help you stay ahead in your own journey of building an online business. It's simple, practical, and built to help you grow. Sign up today for free at the link in the description. Now, let's get back to the episode. Today on Wisdom Journey, we're joined by Sebastien Fenelon, a visionary entrepreneur and founder behind multiple ventures, including IntraOS, a privacy-first operating system for Agentic AI, Eclos.io, an AI-powered career automation platform, and eStrategy, a Caribbean learning and creator platform. Born in Haiti, Sebastian's journey from a teenage designer to a global AI founder is a story of resilience, vision, and purpose. His work sits at the intersection of AI, privacy, and empowerment, proving that technology can scale with both innovation and integrity. In this conversation, we will unpack how Sebastian builds AI systems that protect data privacy, empower creators and businesses, and redefine what ethical innovation looks like in today's world. We also explore how his faith, values, and global upgrading shape his approach to building startups that matter. Welcome to the podcast, Sebastian.
Thank you. Thank you. Very, very great intro. Thank you. I'm humbled by that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
A pleasure to be here.
welcome. You've built companies at the intersection of AI, privacy, and opportunity. Let's start at the beginning. How did your journey from Haiti to high-tech entrepreneurship begin?
The only way for you to understand what it is about resilience in my life, and that really started from Haiti. That started from living in a society where technology is really not even part of the conversation. They're still dealing with issues such as electricity or connectivity or even basic needs that human beings have. Therefore, technology really isn't something that people focus on in terms of on a daily basis, right? Growing up in Haiti taught me resilience and building with essentially nothing, right? One of my first project as someone who really taught uh, as a self-taught entrepreneur. I built my first project since I was 14, and that happened from watching videos from the internet, staying up at night waiting for the electricity to come on, or finding the house that has the perfect internet, so you can just scroll very close to that house and getting some kind of connectivity, so you can get the knowledge and get the skills, which is the main thing that's needed in order for you to learn and advance. And that's really what I did. And that started from resilience. That started from understanding that there needs some independence in order for me to empower myself, and also being able to create products that empowers people, right? And that started from a browser that I built when I was very young. Then I went to some many ventures into being impactful in my society, not just in tech, because it's like we talked about, it's very difficult, but in aspect where we were able to enhance the way people see themselves, showcasing people that have done many important things in the society, and creating platform like Hobbies Haiti, which is a magazine showcasing the people impactful in Haiti as well. Or Atom Magazine also, it's gonna be another platform where we were showcasing art and the value of culture, uh, value of cultures of Haiti as well. And that really allowed me to be around the people that are more impactful in the society. And that allowed me also to gain the skill of understanding that you cannot do anything alone, and understanding that there's always someone around you that will be able to help, that will be able to, have the same mindset and connect and build together. And these are the things that I bring with me all the way from Haiti to New York City, where I am now. I learned and studied international business and marketing. I have uh, kept my love and passion for software development, and I went to software development studies as well too, where now I am able to implement the resilience that I have into building machine learning systems, into building very strategic products around
Yeah.
AI, both to affect people's life in a good way.
Yeah. Was there a specific moment or turning point, that made you realize that AI could become your life's mission? Because right now you're working on three different companies, and was there a moment like that for you?
Definitely. And from understanding what our society is at the moment, and that happened maybe 5 years ago when I was in our more marketing centered where I was building e-commerce platform, right? I was building essentially products, and I was designing products and selling products into different sectors and different vertical as well too. And I wanted to do more. I wanted to build more. I wanted to be more impactful in society. And that's where my reconnection with software development, my reconnection with what is what can I use to make products, hardware, even software more powerful in our society. And AI really became the tool that I saw as the most impactful for us. Now it's more obvious, but 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was not really. It was a lot more difficult for you to implement it. It's a lot more difficult for you to see its value because it was a lot more expensive as well too. But it's been a lot more obvious right now because we can get very, very powerful content out of that. But even 4 or 5 years ago, we are still being able to see the value of machine learning or training large language models for you to do specific tasks and empower through hardware also by utilizing these specific small language models as well too. And that's what we do in my main venture at IntraOS. We built Edge AI, making sure that small language models can live within devices, and those devices as well can enhance a bigger impact in day-to-day people life, right? Example, we are building a lot of products in healthcare, in health tech, products where that are built around privacy and AI. So we build those products around guardrails. We'll build local models that are completely disconnected to the cloud, where sensitive user data stays local, and allowing users really to take all the power and intelligence from the AI systems, but also not giving not giving data away, right? So we are allowing ourselves to live in a very private, secure, and intelligent world where AI is not just a third party entity that's grabbing all our data and attention and content, but it's there to give us. And that's where we're building. We're building products that has AI implementation that gives users more intelligence, that gives users more uh, resources, that give users more tools around them, no matter if they're in fintech, healthcare, or governmental entities.
Yeah. Many entrepreneurs talk about vision, but yours feels grounded in purpose. How has your faith or worldview shaped how you build companies?
It's really what really my passion is. My passion is not about a product. My passion is about the mission or the goal for our company in the next 5, 10 years. And that's what really passions me. And the question really is, what does the world look like if our company InterWest wins, right? And if we see 10 years from now that we've been successful and our products have reached millions of users, is seeing a world where AI is around us. We don't even notice it. AI is something that we use as a tool that we use on a daily basis that doesn't take anything from us, but gives us. And that's what we use. That's what we want. We want to use intelligence as a tool or within any tool around us to make our life better. And we believe that we are creating the system to make that happen by making AI private, by decentralizing AI systems, by allowing AI and local models to live within devices, not on the cloud where one entity or one large model can have all access to everyone, right? So by making sure that each model or each AI systems live in specific devices and that device is disconnected, that device is essentially living for a specific purpose. And now we have a world where these specific AI models or AI systems that live around us, we allow them to live for us and not just for themselves.
Well, what are some of the early obstacles or moments of doubt, that have shaped you the way you approach innovation and resilience? Earlier days
It's
of
a
the
day,
company.
yeah, it's a daily fight, really. And I'm gonna stay away from the AI privacy system, and I'm gonna give you many examples of very, very difficult days that we have with my team. For example, Strategy, which is an e-learning platform where we're building a fully offline system, a fully offline engine, allowing learners from the Caribbean in places like Haiti, where electricity is a big issue, to have access to offline courses on a daily basis. And that really didn't come out of ease. That really didn't come just out of having an idea and building it. That is daily, daily testing, daily, daily improvement. That is really resilience. And resilience, we know that. And I know that because I come from resilience and I enjoy it because I know at the end of the day, once we get that product or once we get that system to work, we know that we will affect millions and millions of people's lives for good. We may not be able to fix the entire electricity issue and the connectivity issue, but we can bring some tools allowing them to get connected faster, to learn, and to empower themselves. And that's what really a strategy is in many ways. And I can really give you examples of many, many difficulties that we have in edge AI, in able to build local models in various systems that are huge and humongous, and allowing them to work in a small device. It's truly, truly a pain, like easily. I can definitely tell you that it's a nightmare sometimes, but we have found ways to make them work, and we think that with resilience and with purpose and with the mission that we have, we can definitely build that future one day at a
Yeah,
time and one win at a time.
yeah. You said the future is local, not cloud. What does that mean in practice? And why does Edge AI matter so much, right? Hey, quick break. Before we continue, I'd love for you to join the Wisdom Journey newsletter. Every week, I share exclusive insights, tools, and behind the scenes updates to help you stay ahead in your own journey of building an online business. It's simple, practical, and built to help you grow. Sign up today for free at the link in the description. Now, let's get back to the episode.
Definitely. For example, just this week, AWS went down.
Yeah.
And that, yeah,
I saw that coming.
yeah,
Yeah.
great timing, huh? So
Yeah.
AWS went down, and that was really a wake up call for some enterprises, right? And that really is database focus only. But when we talk about intelligence, why do we want a centralized component where we get all our intelligence from, right? For example, let's say 90% of all enterprises are relying on OpenAI or Claude or both together for them to give every single intelligent system or products to their users. And the second these large cloud models go down or go dark, the intelligence dies. And
Yeah.
there's no way for any of these enterprises to reconnect or to give any value. And that is an issue, right? People think of power as the biggest and the most powerful thing that exists, right? For example, we can talk about those big companies, AWS, OpenAI, and Claude, for example. But we believe at IntraWest that the real intelligence lives within us and is more independent, more than dependent. What we mean by that is the more we make intelligence independent, the more we allow ourselves to have more powerful intelligence and more reliable intelligence by having local models that live on devices and on tools around us in hardware that are disconnected to access for network, that are disconnected to access for specific amount of cloud connections, allowing each device to have intelligence real time without the access of internet, without any cloud call every single time 24/7. And that's our journey and that's our purpose, building the world where every single device will have a separate, they have a very, or enterprise really, having every single enterprise to have a very um, specific AI intelligence model within their scope that will make every single enterprise independent, secure, but most importantly, a lot smarter and intelligent, right? Think about it. Right now, we're getting all our intelligence from one big source. Every
Yeah.
time they give us a big chunk of similar response. But when we have very specific models that is very, very specific to each enterprise, to each business, to
Yeah.
each component, the responses and the output will be 100 times more intelligent, specific, and powerful. And that's the world that IntraOS is building.
Wow. Wow. For online creators and small businesses listening, what's the simplest way to understand agentic AI and what makes it so revolutionary? Because now most of the things you talked about is like enterprise. But what about us, the online creators, the small businesses? Where do we fit in the
No,
picture?
definitely. I will make it very simple in that way. Agentic tools is here to help us do things the fastest, smartest, and the more efficient way possible. And that's why they are needed in society today. In sales, marketing, outreach, in automation, agentic tools allow us to do things 100 times faster and 100 times more efficient. And for smaller enterprises and for smaller agencies, they will still have access to local models. They can still have access to edge AI. They can still have access to very specific intelligence. How is by having, for example, local models, for example, right? Once you have a local model that lives within an agentic scope, right? For agentic tools, you won't pay an extra dollar every time you make a call. So every time there is a specific need for AI, for intelligence, there will be zero extra cost for each call because those models are local. They're already intelligent and they're already resourceful for themselves. That cost becomes essentially zero, right? All you have to do is be able to have a specific um, connection and cost from the entity giving you that access to this agentic tool. However, the intelligence will be essentially zero in a way. And that's why we also offer our services to smaller, even smaller developers or who want to building small agentic tools, giving them access to our platform or OSDK, which is an API connectivity, allowing them to use our local models for these recurring steps or for automation where things are repetitive. Our local models is more powerful, it's faster, and it's more intelligent by responding to each automation, right? So yes,
Mm.
there is really, really very, very a lot more tools needed available for smaller enterprise, for smaller um individuals, but also take up it's the biggest issue is the cost, and local models remove all this cost for you. And we are also building for that as well. And that's really the base of our identity.
Yeah. Wow. How do SLMs differ from LLMs?
So SLMs, they're
Yeah.
very, very
What do they
so
even mean?
SLMs
I'm just
are,
seeing a bunch of
yeah,
letters.
good. LLMs is large language models, and SLMs means small language models. And let me make that even simpler for you, right? The main thing we have to know in order to keep in mind for is machine learning. Machine learning is essentially what we call AI today. Machine learning are entities that are trained through different frameworks, such as TensorFlow or or media pipe, for example. And these frameworks or these entities allow the machine learning to be trained in specific models, right? To be trained around specific systems such as mathematics or documentation or any sort of systems where the machine learning engineers design that model for, right? And that model become, for example, GPT-4 or GPT 3.1 or each version of GP of a version of model OpenAI brings out every year or so. And that is what we call model, right? Which is a trained machine learning system that is trained on a specific component, such as mathematics, like we talked about, such as statistics, such as documentation or communication as well. And each one of them is trained and becomes very specific to themselves, right? So, and because of that, each model which we call AI and which gives different responses have different sizes depending on how they're trained and how much information they've been trained on, and also have different scope, right? SLMs are a lot smaller, so they have less data, but that allows that to be more specific, right? So because they are lighter, so there's not an extensive training happening there, allows those models to be very specific, to give very, very specific responses, right? Also, it allows those models to live in very, very small devices where you don't need a chip that's a lot more powerful, right? So the cost of that the level of utilization of that model is a lot more powerful because that it can live in many, many smaller devices with smaller RAM space, right? Allowing it to operate a lot faster. But for large language models, they can go from 20 gigabyte to 100 to, it could be, uh, humongous. And these models essentially cannot live on the edge as easily as a small SLM, right? What we do is we try to deconstruct them, quantize them, and strike them, but still they become very, very difficult for us to manipulate and live on the edge. And that's why edge AI is very difficult. And that's why edge AI is very, very, it's not easy. It's not any company that can come and build a product within edge AI. It's because it's very sensitive, and there's many metrics such as a RAM space, such as the size of that model, or the entity that you're gonna call that's gonna request sometimes a lot of a lot of bad responses, right? And because it's so sensitive, we are now in a very, very stressful environment, being able to test every day in specific devices, test specific SLMs or build specific SLM within specific framework or within specific components such as math or documentation or structured data, right? So because smaller models, even though they're smaller, they have more chances of responding with the wrong hallucinations, which is called. So it's giving the wrong responses, all right, or even
Yeah.
lying. Some of the models that I've tested, they said Sebastien Fenelon's a basketball player playing in China, and I'm like, I'm barely 5'7", so that is
Uh,
I love that response. I love that model, but I'm like, no, maybe I should, maybe that needs more training, right? Or maybe that needs better information. But it is actually hallucination. It is something that we work very hard on while building those models, and it is something that we have to keep in mind every time we are, building systems around AI and making sure that the perfect model matches the perfect component and the perfect edge device. It's quite meticulous. It's quite um a very meticulous and hard thing to do, but we really think that we can find the perfect structure from the perfect products that we're building. And we're building within healthcare, fintech, governmental agencies, and we have options, right? Because we have options, we're able to test things faster and bring up solutions for each of the vertical that we're in.
Yeah.
well, You know, yeah, if someone is running a small line business or platform today, how can they practically start using privacy first or local AI tools?
I would recommend them to be aware of the tools that they're using and the platform that they're using. I can easily say that 99% of the platform out there do not really care of how they utilize user data. And it's unfortunate. We have done so much research, and one of the main research, and that's why I would recommend everyone, companies and individuals, right? There is there is something called prompt injection, and prompt injection is essentially whenever you call an AI system or a model, you send a prompt, and that prompt is the data that you're sharing or the question that you're asking. And sometimes it has sensitive data, right? It has sensitive user data. And sometimes when you're using a platform, an AI platform, they pass your data to a model, and making sure that you understand how they utilize your information is very important. And making sure that you know exactly what the information you're giving that platform is also very important as well, right? For example, 20% of all prompt injection call, which is a malicious individuals trying to see your data that you're sharing with a model with AI, 20% of that is successful. That
Oh,
means 1 out of 5 times you use AI, someone of malicious intent sees your data. Right. And that was last year. And as we know, they get better, unfortunately. So because they get
uh,
better, that will be a bigger issue in the future. And now our system, in the IntraOS system that we have built, we make sure that zero, right? Zero sensitive data gets to the model. And that's what we're proud of. And that's what really is the center of the privacy layer that we have built, is making sure that no sensitive data gets into the AI cloud. So zero, so no one trying to see your prompt on a daily basis get access to your sensitive data, right? We still
yeah.
need the intelligence, and that's where it's tricky. We still need the response. We still need the intelligence from the AI model, but we can still do that without sharing some specific information about us. We don't have to share our email. We don't have to share our phone number. We don't have to share uh social security card number. We don't have to share our address, right? We don't have to share those information in order for this model for us to give us intelligence back. So let's be mindful of what we're sharing and the platform that we're using. And that's where we come in. We work with enterprises and any platform we want to use, we want to build with AI. We want to give them the chance to say that 0% of user data is sent to our AI cloud on a daily basis ever.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that recommendation. I mentioned at the beginning of the intro, I mentioned three of your of your startups. Where can listeners connect with you and also learn more about the work you're doing?
Definitely. So I'm building IntraOS, which is the core of my passion and of my mission, which is privacy first AI system at the edge. But also we have built Eclo.io, which is something that comes from heart, understanding the huge nightmare software developers and other technical um career researchers, people who are trying to find opportunities they are facing. It's quite tough out there. And Echo.io is a platform that I've built to help them, to help empower themselves by building a portfolio within seconds. You can just go to the platform. Right now, I made it even fully free for you to build a portfolio in seconds. You can go there, create an account for free, drop your resume, and again, we don't share your email and phone number to our AI cloud. So that's also part of our
Yeah,
system too. It's also part of IntraOS. So you send your resume. We will create a portfolio for you, and you can add your projects, the things that you have built. And that's what we believe in. Also, we believe in building things as engineer. We believe that do not wait. I would recommend that as well. Don't wait for you to find opportunity for you to start building, because once you start building, that's when you start getting skills, and once you start getting
yeah,
skills, that's when you can add new skills and embellish your resume even better. All right, so go out there, create a portfolio, add your projects, and share that portfolio to anyone interested to hire you, or to anyone who wants you know see exactly how amazing you are as a software developer, as a designer, or any technical job that you're looking for. Right? And lastly is strategy. Strategy is a e-learning platform that we've built. I'm the co-founder and CTO. My partner, Simon Jodorson, is my marketing designer and my best friend from for a long time, and he's my co-founder and CEO, making sure that strategy becomes the first e-learning successful e-learning platform in the Caribbean, and will become essentially in the future, hopefully, the main tech hub in the Caribbean as well, and amplify technology in the Caribbean. And that's really our goal. We understand the many issues in terms of connectivity and electricity as well, but we still need to build the tech as well to show that we have we can have the tools. We don't have to use tools and software from from the United States or from the main countries, but we can also build it, right? And I'm working with developers in the Caribbean. I'm training developers also in Africa as well. So for like Ghana, two of our developers that I'm training is from Ghana, and they're amazing, and I love my team. And essentially, that's what we want to do. We want to empower people. And e-learning platform. That's what we will build. That's why we're building it. We're building someone in the Caribbean can teach someone in diaspora. Someone in diaspora can also teach someone in the Caribbean and also make money off of that, which is very powerful. And that's really why I believe that this platform is my gift to where I come from, which is the Caribbean as well too.
Yeah, I'll add the links, all the links mentioned in the description, so listeners can go check out the site. Thank you so much, Sebastian. It's been quite a lightning chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Wisdom. It's truly was a pleasure.
Thanks for tuning into Wisdom Journey. I hope today's episode gave you practical steps and fresh ideas to keep moving forward. If you found value, be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with a fellow creator or entrepreneur who'd love to learn too. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter and the link in the description for more resources, experiments, and lessons straight to your inbox. Until next time, keep building, keep learning, and keep walking your own wisdom journey. Yeah.